Hey, I'm like really tired. This is what happens when you go to school and try to take science and art courses at the same time. And yeah, and my cat thinks that for some reason we have some catching up to do. So if you see her like ears appear out of nowhere, it's because she's bothering me again. I love her, I really do, but the whole thing that cats sleep in the day, not true. There she is. Okay. All right. So the whole cultural pressures to be thin. Like I said, I was kind of interested in this because I don't really get it either. I I was 10 when I developed anorexia, and I never I watched Care Bears for the year before I developed my eating disorder. And they have issues, but they don't have eating disorders. And so yeah, I don't get it either. I do know that I grew up in a really invalidating environment, and that it didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter that I graduated in the top 2%. It didn't matter that I graduated or that I had marks that were through the roof. It didn't matter. It didn't matter that I was an elite swimmer, that I was swimming really at a high level. It didn't matter that I started late, and you don't usually achieve that level when you start that late. Nothing mattered. But I do know that when I got to be a point where I was noticeably thin and stopped trying to hide it under clothes, because I figured it was something that I could be proud of, I got so many compliments. I would be like, I remember one time I was in a fitting room at Gap, and I went to go try on a size 2, I think, yeah, and 0 or 2 or something like that. And I wear a size 16 now, 14 to 16. So I was 100 pounds underweight. And I remember this girl saying, "Oh my God, I wish I looked like you in those pants." And I just remember like, oh, wow, that's the first thing that someone said really nice about me in 2 years. It's probably not. Like, there's probably some other people that said nice things too, but having been in that eating disorder mindset, that was probably the only thing I was paying attention to. I remember that my dad, the first dress that I wore, that I bought for my grade 8 or my grade 12 grad, was actually a children's dress. I bought it at a kid's store. And I remember him saying, you look really good in that. And, not everybody can look like that. You have a really flat stomach. And that was huge for me. I really, really appreciated that as a compliment. And, that's really sad when I look back at that. So I don't think that any sort of cultural pressure or such explains my eating disorder, but I think that it definitely outwardly validated it for way too long. And instead of getting help 2 or 3 years earlier, I ended up trying to bask in the glory of it, I guess. And that's sick, to say the least. Very sick. The magazines they kind of get to me a little bit, but I buy them sometimes, occasionally. They're good, like, brain fart reading material. But I buy them for different reasons. I don't buy them because I don't buy them because I think or want to be like them. I buy them because it helps me remind me that they're real people with real problems, and that's how they respond to their problems. And one of the trends that is most disturbing for me, and especially as we can see through the magazines and that kind of thing, is that we become desensitized to this. And we can look at someone who's overweight, obese, or even overweight, and just be like, wow, they have problems. Obviously, they eat too much. They are, some people will say lazy or slothful or anything like that, like they're unmotivated. But then we look at someone who's very, very thin, and we think that they have it all, and they are extraordinarily deeply unhappy. That's what gets me to that. And I don't think that I make a comparison in one of my videos that I've posted. Is I don't think eating disorders are caused by the media or culture, but I think that our culture has wrapped its mindset around in a way that's the way a lot of susceptible people with problems deal with their problems. And one of the comparisons I make is that if our culture decided that big, huge pink hats were a way of dealing with our problems, then we would all have pink hats, no money, but we would be healthy, weight-wise. I don't know. I don't get it. It gets to me. I just don't know. It's one of those things I've given up trying to understand, and I don't usually do that because understanding things makes me a lot more at peace with them. And when I'm at peace with them, generally speaking, I'm happier. But yeah, that's my take on it. I guess my huge problem with it is that we've turned something in that's very, very serious and sort of turned a blind eye to it. And now with the whole Vince thing and the whole magazines and the media, and we've kind of started glorifying it, and it's not a real problem, and that's just, well, sick. Oh yeah, and then what's up with these people that are like size 2, and they're like, oh, they're fat, oh, they've gained weight, and now they're a size 4 instead of a size 0, so they're overweight. Or, Eva Longoria is pregnant because she gained 10 pounds. Like, holy crap, no. People gain 10 pounds just by having too much to drink the night before. Like, it's a nuts. People need to go read up on the human body and realize that weight is such a small picture, or small piece in the picture of health. And yeah, so that's my rant on it. And I have to get back to studying chemistry today. Although I don't have my textbook here. It's at my parents' house for some reason, which was obviously a lack of foresight on my part. I have to go back there now. Yeah, so see you later. Put away the magazines. Remember, they're real people too. And hope you're all well. Stay well. Get some sleep. And think of me while you do it, because I'm not getting any. And yeah, peace out.